Tsunade has a reunion with an old friend, and Tobi sets in motion the revival of the Ten Tails in my review of Naruto Shippuden, episode 340. Thanks to Itachi, the reanimation jutsu is no more, and all of the zombie ninja can now disappear in a badass pillar of light that extends into the sky. This scene was handled really well, and there were a few scenes that they actually added that were not in the manga, and I think it spiced things up just a little bit. I actually do like the fact that they had characters like Kankuro going over to Chiyo and saying goodbye to her, and how she was entrusting all of the secrets of their puppet techniques to him so that he can become the ultimate puppet ninja. And of course we also have Pakura, and I actually like that they followed up on that one character from her filler arc. That's an episode that I think actually is really good, and you really should check it out. It really expands on her, and it makes her seem a little bit more important when they added this in. I also like the little joke that Deidara had when it looked like he was actually going to explode, and Kankuro and their group freaked out when they saw this, but he was just turning into a ghost like all of them. And they really do spend a lot of time going around to all of the different areas. But still, the one that they focus on the most is Dan, and he's a character who's been mentioned a lot in the series. He was brought up when Tsunade was introduced into the series, and they're sort of like finally following up on what his powers are all about. Dan's abilities are pretty freaking awesome. Choza is able to release him from the barrier, and he displays this ghost technique where he creates this like ghost that comes out of his body. Either he's separating his soul into that, or he literally is the ghost. I'm not sure. All I know is the technique is really awesome, and I just realized something. Dan, Ghost, Danny Phantom. Aside from referencing shitty Nickelodeon cartoons, the scene is cool because Dan actually gets to finally say goodbye to Tsunade. But before that can happen, we go back to the battle with the Kages and Madara, and Madara sort of just like turns the tables on everyone here. Now, he's an Edo Tensei, he's a zombie, but he's not disappearing as fast as the other guys, and he's even trying to attack them as he's disappearing. He has this like attack where he shoots these like giant flaming dragon heads at them. The best part about this scene is Tsunade is a total freaking boss when she jumps up and just deflects a couple of these attacks by just smacking them with her arms. And since she has her Wolverine healing abilities, you can actually see that like all of the burn marks on her arms are starting to go away. But then suddenly, the weird mark all over her body starts to disappear, and she can't really heal anymore, and she starts to almost pass out. And then suddenly, Madara, whose soul is about to disappear, suddenly clings back to his body, and he's getting ready to attack Tsunade with his fucking Susanoo sword. And then all of a sudden, Dan comes in and saves Tsunade, and that's when we get this ultra nice moment where we get to see them finally have their little reunion. They get to confirm their feelings for each other. Tsunade gets to confess that, you know, because of Dan, she was able to become the Hokage, and the scene is handled very well. The coloration and everything is really nice. It might actually bring a tear to your eye. The only thing that would make this scene even funnier is if they were sensually making a clay pot together. As Dan disappears, he gives Tsunade a little boost, he gives her some chakra, and this is when reality sets in. Madara is still around. He is somehow, like, relieved of the reanimation jutsu, and he explains why. He says, essentially, if the person who has been resurrected actually knows the reanimation jutsu, they can sever their contract with it, thus essentially becoming an immortal with unlimited chakra, unlimited power, unlimited whips to bend those Kages over and whip that ass. The episode is made even more exciting because at the very end you have Kakashi and Guy and Naruto teaming up fighting against Tobi and the giant Geto Mazo statue. And clearly the Geto Mazo really isn't all that powerful because they are just putting this thing down. I especially love the scene where Guy used his pinky toe attack and he like hit the giant statue in the pinky toe. And then Naruto and B doing their double uppercut against it was really awesome. But the end of the episode gets really ominous when Tobi decides he's going to go ahead and just say, fuck it, I'm going to revive the Ten Tails, even if it's not at full power. And that's when he brings in the gourd and the Eight Tails tentacle, and he's able to throw that into the Geto Mazo's mouth, and then all of its eyes suddenly open and it starts freaking out. But this is not the end of the episode. We actually go back to the cave where Itachi had just disappeared, and Sasuke is basically questioning everything. What is a ninja? What is a village? What is a clan? And then suddenly Jugo and Suigetsu, oh yeah, their way through this wall. And that's when they have the reunion with Sasuke. And this is going to pick up another part of this story, which is going to get really interesting in the next episode. I implore you, if you watch the anime only, don't watch the preview because it completely ruins everything. But still, awesome episode right here. The first thing I noticed about it is that the artwork was very clean, although the line work was good, and I really appreciate that. The animation was good, and all of the moments really hit it home, especially the Tsunade and Dan moment. Madara, I'm not really all that surprised that he's able to get away from the reanimation jutsu. He pretty much has demonstrated he can do anything at this point. He's the ultimate Uchiha. Bow down to his badassery. Although I did notice in this episode finally that Madara, you stole Raditz's haircut. So just like last week's episode, this one was really cool. It featured a lot of really cool moments, some well-handled emotional moments. The animation for most of the episode was good. There were some moments I was like, that could look a little better. So that's why I'm going to drop this one down to a 9 out of 10. Just a solid-ass episode that you guys definitely have to check out, especially if you're following the series. And the Dan and Tsunade moment was just really handled well. I think that's really the highlight of the episode for me, even though all that other crazy shit was going on. So you know how I feel about this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden, but what about you guys? Do you have any favorite moments? Anything you're wanting to see in the future of the series? Was there anything you didn't really like in this episode? You can let me know with your comments below. Also guys, we'd love to hear your suggestions about some of the other things you'd like to see us talk about, maybe some other videos, some other topics, because we're always open to suggestions. And remember guys, always, before you leave, make sure and hit that like button. Give this video a thumbs up. Absolutely one of the best ways to support our videos. And you can check out some of the videos we got floating around right up top. So, I will see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.